there was a good chance I would not live out the night. Twilight crept over me. You know that spooky in-between time when shadows seem to move on their own? I was trying my best to be silent, like a tiptoeing fox. But leaves were still crunching with every step, twigs were snapping, and owls started hooting. Hoo-hoo, 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 hoo-hoo. I had no idea what to do. So I took 3 steps off the main deer trail and crawled into my sleeping bag. This was my first forest sleepover. No tent, no flashlight, no teddy bear, just me. Head tucked under the covers, lying on the damp ground, envisioning my last night on Earth. I was convinced there were bears and wolves who would eat me, spiders and snakes to bite me, but they weren't nearly as bad as the 2 things that scared me the most: the dark and cougars. I had a mission on this moonless night. I sensed my life purpose had something to do with reconnecting with nature, and it was time to defy my fears of the forest. I asked myself, am I really ready to die for this mission? I mean, I guess I've always said, live fast, die young, and I've done a lot of cool things. I mean, I've done a lot of dumb things too, but this is the dumbest. And I heard footsteps coming down the trail towards me. Soft padding sounds slowly approached. It circled my bag. Panic sent me into a full-on, hold your breath, pee your pants type moment. Like, I think I dribbled a bit. It shuffled and snuffled and plunked down beside me. And then, its deep, rumbling purr shook my entire body. My fear had cuddled up beside me. I couldn't hold my breath any longer. I thought I was a goner for sure, but nothing happened. Perhaps it's just taking a short catnap before it rips me to pieces. I waited, my heart pounding in my chest. Minutes passed, and it became evident it didn't want to eat me. I pinched myself just to make sure I wasn't dreaming. The hair on my arms stood up, not out of fear, but from the magic in the air. I relaxed. Other options at this point, like screaming and running for my life, just didn't seem like the right thing to do anymore. So I matched my breath with it and began to enjoy the warmth and gentle rumblings of that big cat pressed up against me. Its purr eventually lulled me to sleep. I slowly opened my eyes in the morning. The cougar was gone. Soft golden light was streaming through the trees like a highway to heaven. It was so beautiful. I felt like a character in a Disney movie. I mean, seriously, I expected the songbird to fly down on my outstretched arm. But instead, all I felt was a tear dripping down my cheek. I finally felt at home in the wild. I knew I could never go back to who I once was. No one can. When we do what scares us the most, we glimpse a bigger picture. We see our greater self. And that's why I chose to sneak off into the forest. For as long as I can remember, I've been searching for my life purpose, knowing it was in the light, just on the other side of my fears. I've always wanted my life to mean something, to make a difference in this world. And that's where the simple becomes complex, the straightforward starts to twist. And the next thing you know, you've flung yourself into the forest, cuddling with a cougar, searching for your life purpose. My life seemed so much clearer when I was 4, when I had it all figured out. It's a mistake to underestimate the clarity of a child, the mind before life mixes it up, before we're told to grow up. My mother started this scrapbook for me to document my school days. My favorite part was when she would ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Nikki?" I'm quite sure the only time I got it right was when I was 4. I told her, "I don't want to be anything. I just want to be me." When I was 4, I believed I was born to be great just by being the best me I could be. I started writing Nikki the Great on everything. Like a cute thing to do when you're a child, right? But seriously, who's willing to say that as an adult? We're barely allowed to think it. And if we do, we're told to keep it to ourselves. And we shouldn't. The truth is, no one is special or divinely chosen for greatness above others. We are all intended to become extraordinary, beyond belief. Somewhere along the line, though, just being the best person you can be doesn't seem good enough anymore. It doesn't qualify as that life purpose. So I journeyed the path most trampled, still searching. I mean, you know the road, the one we drag ourselves on, pushing and shoving to get somewhere in life, to be seen as someone. One day I'm walking across the trampled college campus, and I have this aha moment. I mean, my first big epiphany. It was like that moment in the Lion King movie where the misty clouds part and Mufasa's spirit appears to his son, roaring, "Simba, you have forgotten who you are. You are more than what you have become." I knew my life was meant for something else, that I was more than the success it looked like I was becoming. So I quit law school, and I enrolled in the Wolf School of Natural Science with 5 other students. I mean, the criminal lawyer, just another life purpose piling up behind me, along with the Olympic equestrian show jumper, the vet, the sponsored snowboarder, the marine biologist, the Tai Chi master, the motocross superstar. Yeah, big pile. But this time, my new life purpose had something to do with starting fires with sticks. I was sure of it. My mother wasn't. The logical part of my mind believed she was right. I mean, I had just tossed myself into the wasted talent club. But I was compelled by something I could not understand. I listened to my intuition instead. I took off my shoes and started training to become the best wilderness survivalist I could be. I took a sharp left down the path less trampled. But the forest was the only place I felt safe. I thought I could uncover Nikki the Great there. I've always swung myself into the realm of extremes. No middle road, no mediocrity, no comfortably numb. Just a whole lot of shock and awe. Doing what scares me the most. Searching for that meaningful life purpose. Driven by this need, I decided to pay someone to abandon me on a deserted island to survive off the land and sea with primitive tools. I became wild for a year and a half. Even though I had nothing, I felt like I had everything. I learned I was capable of anything. Mufasa was right. We can all be more than what we have become. But when I got back to the city, I felt overwhelmed and utterly lost. The princess side of me loved being pampered at spas, but the wild side of me, it missed sneaking up on grizzly bears. I didn't know where I belonged anymore. I never found my life purpose. I ran back to the wilderness to hide. And then something unexpected and rather incredible happened. I lost my successful ecotourism business. Confused, I grabbed my teddy bear and ventured off to survive in the most lonely, extreme place on Earth, the Arctic. I agreed to film my journey alone for television. One night, sitting alone in front of my fire with snow blowing into my little shelter, I caught myself singing into the camera for all the world to hear. And believe me, I am not an American Idol superstar. I was defying my fears by goofing off, crying, and baring my soul to that camera, unedited. I was free. I finally became fearless to share Nikki the Great, my whole self, with the world, with you. One of the most shocking things I've learned from all my wild adventures is that the true meaning of purpose is not what society defines it as. It's not external. Purpose is not found in a job, a passion, in someone else, or even by living our dreams. You don't have to chase it around the globe or go to extremes like I have. It's not necessary to sell your possessions and get frostbite and cuddle with a cougar. Purpose is something we become. Our life purpose, your gift to the world, is to become your greatest self. And you'll uncover it when you start to defy your fears. And I want you to notice, I didn't say face your fears. Okay, when you face your fears, you're just recognizing you're afraid of something, and maybe you try to work through it. To defy is to refuse to obey, to do something deemed impossible. When you start to refuse to obey your fears, you will get to the light on the other side. You will be changed for the better, changed forever. I used to think I was afraid of the Dark and Cougars, but I was really terrified of becoming Nikki the Great, of becoming all of who I am. Becoming your greatest self is what will make your life truly meaningful, right here, right now. Don't let the fears of your past and those imaginary ones of the future hide your greatest self any longer. Fears are like anything else. The more you practice defying them, the easier it will get, until eventually the feelings of fear are replaced with wonder and awe. And then you'll really get to experience the magic and unlimited possibilities of life. Fears are really a call to adventure. Your bigger, brighter, better self lies inside you, right behind your fears, and it's calling for you. Please, don't wait until you're in the Arctic to sing. Thank you.